we are going to discuss about another important topic in your 10th class biology, that is about male reproductive system. And before going to start the class, as I didn't draw the diagram, it is very important while I am explaining, you just keep the diagram of male reproductive system very near to you and observe what I am explaining. If you have interest to learn the diagram of male reproductive system in an easy way, you just comment me below the video, then I'll try to do video how to draw the male reproductive system in an easy way. Okay, without wasting your time, now I'm going to explain about male reproductive system. Male reproductive system contains many parts. About that parts, today we are going to learn. See here, the first part, testis. Second part, vasa efferentia. And the third part, epididymis. Epididymis. Next, fourth part, vasa differentia. And the fifth part, seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles. And the sixth part, ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. And the last one is urethra. Okay, last one is urethra. Now just have a look to know about testis. It is very important to know about testis. And we all know that the testes are located just below the abdominal cavity, outside of the abdominal cavity or lower the abdominal cavity. But as like other abdominal organs which are present inside the abdominal cavity, in the same manner, before birth, in the womb, in the mother's womb, the infant baby, also the male baby, also contains the testis inside the abdomen. But just before the birth, just the baby comes out of the mother's womb, the testes, they just comes out of the abdominal cavity by using a small canal called as inguinal canal. What is that? Inguinal canal. By using that canal, after the birth, before the birth of the baby, within a few seconds, the testes, they just enter into a pouch-like structure. And that pouch is called as scrotum. Okay, what canal? They are coming from the abdominal. That canal is called as inguinal canal. Okay. Now see here, a pair of testes are present in the male reproductive system. Human beings, they just contain very well developed sex organs, reproductive systems. And here the testes, a pair of testes are present inside the human being body. Here inside the human being body means they just located below the abdominal cavity. And these testes, they just present in a pouch. And that pouch is called as scrotum. And these testes, they just contain so many number of tubular structures. And those tubular structures are called as seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules. And these seminiferous tubules are the structural and functional units of the testis. And here, what is the function of these seminiferous tubules? The seminiferous tubules involved in the production of the male gametes. What are male gametes? Do you have any idea? Yes. As you already studied in your lower classes about male gametes. Those are sperms. Spermatogenesis takes place inside the testes in a tubular structure called as seminiferous tubules. These are present millions and billions inside the testes. And here you may get doubt why the testes is just located below the abdominal cavity. Here we all know that the function of testes is to produce male gametes. Okay. For the production of these sperms, for the process of spermatogenesis, the testes need a lower temperature when compared with our body temperature. That's why the testes, they just located below the abdominal cavity. If they are present inside the abdominal cavity, they also face the body temperature. That's why they just present below the abdominal cavity to maintain lesser body temperature. Then this will help for the process of spermatogenesis. And here the testes, they just maintain 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade lesser body temperature. That's why the process of spermatogenesis occurs when a male baby reaches the puberty, about 13 and 14 years of age. Whenever they reach the teenage, the spermatogenesis process takes place in the male reproductive system. Okay. Here you need to understand they are located just below the abdominal cavity, and these are ball-like structures. They are present in a pouch, and that pouch is called as scrotum. And here you also remember the testes, they contain so many number of tubular structures. Those are called as seminiferous tubules. These are the functional and structural units of the testes. Then the seminiferous tubules opens into another part called as vasa efferentia. Seminiferous tubules, they just opens into the next part. What is that part? Vasa efferentia. After that, whenever they open, the function of vasa efferentia is to carry the sperm, the produced sperm, into epididymis. Okay, here it is acting as a barrier. It's just passing the sperms from seminiferous tubules to the epididymis. Okay, then epididymis. The third part is epididymis. Once again repeat along with me. Epididymis. Epididymis. It's just located, the epididymis located at posterior side of the testis. They are located posterior side of the testis. And these are coiled tube-like structures. Epididymis or coiled tube-like structures. You just observe in the picture. Coiled tube-like structures are called as epididymis. They are located at posterior side of the testis. Okay, then what is the function of epididymis? Epididymis, they just store the sperms temporarily. The sperms are stored temporarily inside the epididymis for maturation. Okay, for the process of maturation, the sperms, they just stored inside the epididymis temporarily. After that, the next part is vasa differentia. Vasa differentia. It is a long tube-like structure. Vasa differentia is long tube-like structure and develops from epididymis. From where it is developing? From epididymis it is developing. It is a long tube-like structure. And here if we talk about the function of vasa efferentia, it just receives the sperms. The function of vasa differentia is to receive sperms from epididymis. It is just receiving the sperms from epididymis, and it just opens into a part called as seminal vesicles. It just opens into the next part called as seminal vesicles. Then what is this seminal vesicles? The male reproductive system contains a pair of seminal vesicles. A pair of seminal vesicles are present in male reproductive system. Well, then what is the function of these seminal vesicles? The seminal vesicles, they just produce seminal fluid. They are producing seminal fluid. What is the function of that seminal fluid? It just gives energy to the sperm when they are outside the body. If the sperm is outside the body, then this seminal fluid is just giving energy to the sperms. Along with the seminal vesicles, here we need to discuss about two glands. What are that? Prostate gland and Cowper's gland. Prostate gland. If we talk about the prostate gland, it is very important to know about the prostate gland. It just the prostate gland. If you see here, prostate gland here. The prostate gland is present here. The function of the prostate gland is to secrete some fluids and activate the sperm. It just activate the sperm. Okay, it just producing some carbohydrates and some nourishing nutritions and activate the sperm. And another gland called as Cowper's gland. Okay, Cowper's gland. You people see in the picture, Cowper's gland is present in the male reproductive system. The function of Cowper's gland to produce a liquid, a fluidy substance, and that fluidy substance neutralizes the acidic nature of the vagina. During the sexual act, the vagina, it just contains some fluids which are having acidic nature. But in the acidic conditions, the sperm may die. In order to stop that activity, here, male reproductive system contains a gland called as Cowper's gland. And this Cowper's gland produces a basic fluid. And this basic fluid, it just neutralizes the acidity present in the vagina of female reproductive system during the sexual act. Okay, like that, the seminal vesicles, Cowper's gland, prostate gland, those are the secretions which are produced from these glands are very, very useful for the sperm to reach the female reproductive system. If we talk about the ejaculatory duct, the next part after the seminal vesicles, that is ejaculatory duct. The ejaculatory duct produced from seminal vesicles and vasa deferens, okay, vasa differentia, and continues as a tube-like structure called as ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct, it just joins at the center of the prostate gland. Where it is joining? It is just joining at the center of the prostate gland. And it just opens into the next part called as urethra. What we are calling urethra. And here we need to know about two words. Seminal plasma and semen. What is meant by semen and what is meant by seminal plasma? Seminal plasma means the fluids which are produced from seminal vesicles, Cowper's gland and prostate gland. The fluids which are produced from these three glands. What are that? Seminal vesicles, prostate gland, Cowper's gland. These three fluids are called as seminal plasma. If seminal plasma contains sperms, then it is called as semen. Okay, semen. What is meant by semen? If the secretions of the seminal vesicles, prostate gland, Cowper's gland contains sperms, then it is called as semen. The secretions from prostate gland, Cowper's gland and seminal vesicles together called as seminal plasma. And the secretion which is produced from seminal vesicles is called as seminal fluid. Okay, you need to understand about these three words. Seminal fluid. Seminal fluid means a fluid which is produced from seminal vesicles, seminal plasma. A fluid which is produced from Cowper's gland, prostate gland and seminal vesicles is called as seminal plasma. And the next one is semen. Semen means if the seminal plasma contains sperms, then it is called as semen. And we reach the last part of the male reproductive system, that is urethra. It is the last part of the male reproductive system. And we all know that the function of urethra in the fourth lesson, that is excretion. We think that urethra is very useful for excreting urine. Along with excretions of urine, the urethra also able to release the sperms out of the male reproductive system along with the urine. It is not only meant for the passage of urine, it is also meant for the passage of sperm cells. That's why we call this urethra as urinogenital duct. Urinogenital duct. Along with the urine, as genital means male gametes are coming out of the urethra, we call this part as urinogenital duct. Okay, this is about male reproductive system. If we talk about the passage of sperm, how it is passing from male reproductive system to outside of the body. If we talk about that, here the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubules. From seminiferous tubules, it reaches the vasa efferentia. Finally, from vasa efferentia, they reach the epididymis. From epididymis to vasa differentia. From vasa differentia to seminal vesicles. And here the sperms, they just comes along with three varieties of fluids. Seminal fluid, prostate gland fluid and Cowper's gland fluid. Along with these fluids, they just reach the ejaculatory duct. Finally, they reach the urethra. From urethra, they just come out of male body. This is about male reproductive system. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. Thank you for watching our channel Learn Best Things with Rama.